to global mourning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rates as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from.
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
We struggled as to strike.
The Minister of Education volunteered and said, give me 2 weeks.
It was a lie. The president never gave me any deadline.
It's a very beautiful and promising. Independent. Yes, that's our first paper on the program this morning. We're looking at some of the headlines just above the nameplates for you. The first one here says, ASU condemns members' victimization, flees VCs. All right, that's just above the nameplates of the Sunday Independent. Left top right corner this time. As Uniborn Management, this story came through just 2 days ago. The management of the University of Benin says that the 3 rescued students from collapsed hostel are in stable condition, and that's for you. But then we have the star story, Edo Guba election axis test for Nigeria's democracy. Riders, the first says, arrests detention of PDP chieftains on settle party. Yaga Africa, concerned citizens caution INEC security agencies. INEC deploys 1,836 observers, accredits 721 journalists. All right, you'll find all of that here on the front page of the Sunday Independent. Okay. The one more do you have? Shetima Akpabio Gandhi August wrap up APC's campaign in Edo. Edo State is in the spotlight. Apparently, election in that state for governorship poll is in 6 days' time. So for the critical stakeholders, particularly politicians, these next few days are very crucial because apparently campaign will officially end by midnight of Thursday. So everybody is throwing in their last effort just to ensure that they secure some vantage position for themselves at the poll. We have Anthony Momodu on the ground in Edo State, one of the following for us, and he will be joined by another crew altogether, so we can bring you all the things going on the ground right there in Benin City and its environs. FG cannot justify arrest and remnants of hunger protesters, Archbishop Martins. Lagos assures of free traffic flow as loading at Dangote refinery today, so we hope that starts as promised. And then it also cuts down on the something in the neighborhood of between 856 and 865 naira per liter, but again that's still pretty much speculative until when we see that product loading has started at the refinery, and then we can be able to authenticate what exactly the price is. As of yesterday, we understood no less than 300 trucks had already converged around the refinery in a bid to load product, and Lagos State government is also ensuring that traffic is eased around that area so that there can be ease of distribution of products across the country, particularly premium motor spirits, the one popularly called petrol. All right, but you have a headline just at the foot of the Sunday Independent. It says, Tinubu commends military on successful operations in Northwest. Okay, that's Sunday Independent for you. All right, what more do we have? We need to go look at another paper for you, but this time it has to be the Leadership Sunday. All right, let's take a look at the Leadership Sunday quickly here. We'll begin with a big story. First, it says, families adopt new lifestyles as hardship bites harder on the Leadership Sunday, again with 3 riders. Withdrawal words from long-distance schools over high fares. Workers park their cars, place priority on food. Relaxation centers record low patronage. I think people would rather want to eat at home. this is when you get to realize that homemade food is more delicious, is tastier than when you eat out for obvious reasons. But then people have come to learn, and that learning curve is still where many Nigerians have found themselves, right, to cut their coats, make their coats according to their cloth, not according to the size. So it's unfortunate, but life must go on. All right. About the main plates now, there's a headline with a picture of Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki. Edo Guba litmus test for Nigeria's democracy. Dabago, that's the interim chairman of the People's Democratic Party, which is the incumbent political party in power in Edo State. Experts urge review of fuel subsidy removal, overhaul of NNPCL, others. That call has been a long time coming, but we need to see what actions will follow. 40 grand killed in Zamfara boat mishap. Elbisa story there. Zamfara is one state, particularly in the northwest, that's dealing with very acute banditry at this point in time. And the governor himself, Dauda Lawal, has come to speak to some of these issues in ways that are very unequivocal and precise in the last couple of weeks. North airports battle low patronage amidst high fares. A court restrains Emir Bayero from renovating Nasarawa Palace. Recall that there has been the tussle, all right, as to who is the bona fide emir in Kano State between Emir Sanusi, Lamido Sanusi, and of course Emir Ado Bayero. We understand one is in one palace, another one is in a different palace. Now, from today's news, it's clear that Emir Bayero has been restrained from renovating Nasarawa Palace, where he has stayed the entire time since his return back to the great state of Kano. All right, let's see above the main plates of the Sunday, the Leadership Sunday. It says Trump vows mass deportations if elected. Of course, that was also the rhetoric in 2016 when he was running for president, and now 8 years down the line, that rhetoric has not changed pretty much. Okay, but that takes us to our next paper, which is the Punch newspaper this morning. It says PDP vows to defend votes with blood as Edo rally winds down. Yes, rallies have wound down in Edo, but campaigns have not ended, at least not just yet. But again, it raises concerns around how PDP as a political party, a frontline opposition party on the federal level, and of course the incumbent party in Edo State, is saying that we will defend these votes as far as this election goes with our blood. And then you wonder, at what point do you get to the level where blood is required, all right, to defend votes? Is that not a systemic problem that we ought to have dealt with or be seen to be dealing with? All right. On the other hand, the outgoing governor, the incumbent Godwin Obaseki, has also said that in his words that this election is do or die for the party. Are those are they not extreme for an election? It's a one-day election, it's a governorship election. Whether people die or leave, of course we pray that nobody dies, we pray that blood is not shed, we pray that it is violence-free, that it is credible, fair and free and what have you. But do we need to come that far? Because whether we like it or not, in the final analysis on the 12th of November, there's going to be a new man in the government house in Edo State. So we also need to watch our rhetorics. Yes, we are concerned that some people are fomenting trouble or intend to do so. However, we shouldn't also jump in the ring with them, all right? But of course, we must allow the law to take its course. Troublemakers must be brought to justice, all right? We must ensure that justice prevails. INEC must play its role, no doubt about that, all right? Because people have said that this is a litmus test for INEC. Again, it's an off-cycle election, so INEC cannot complain that it was overwhelmed, it was inundated because it's a general election cycle. No, it's just an off-grid election. and there's still some weeks in between Edo and Ondo. Therefore, INEC needs to prove itself. Some people say the commission will have to redeem itself. But again, fingers across, in 6 days' time, I mean, by this time, I mean, next Sunday, we're already looking at results that are coming in, and Global Television will continue to follow that development for you. All right, so still on the Punch, just above the nameplate, top right corner, NAFDAC right to check spiritual products, Methodist Archbishop. Whom we have been told will return to Nigeria by another special advisor to the president on media information and strategy, right? Killing wanted terrorists shows military can secure Nigeria, says Tinubu. So apparently the president is impressed with the outing of the military against criminal escaped Boko Haram commanders, murderers, others hit 4,643. All right, so you can find those details on page 6 of. What's more, how fraudulent tax force extorts Ogun motorists. All right, this has to do with the Ogun states and the allegations of. That brings us to the big picture this morning. A marketer's eye direct deal with Dangote as NNPC buys petrol 766 naira, 300 trucks load fuel today. Nigerians can't wait. This news has been here since on Friday evening, thereabout. So it's Sunday already, so we wait to see what happens. But then a few more headlines from the Sunday Punch. What's more, false, the bad guy talking. You can find those details. When we return, we'll take a Baku. Susan.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Get in on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
I've seen watch your network, Global Television, and I think it's a refreshing addition to some of the networks that we already have, to have competitive media and looking at news from different angles. The place to go is to watch Global Television because it gives you a different perspective, whether it is local news or foreign news, and even you're connecting with local communities in villages that I have seen. So we urge Nigerians that, this is the time to broaden the space.
All right, everyone, let's wrap it up on the Sunday Punch quickly with just one headline on the foot of it. It says, 41 Zamfara farmers drown as overloaded boat capsizes. That's quite a heart-wrenching story coming out today. 41 of them, no survival. All of them farmers in Zamfara state. So it's a Black Sunday of some kind for the good people of the great state of Zamfara, and indeed for Nigeria as a nation, because you'll be surprised that there's an entire family that has been lost in that amongst the 41 victims. Quite sad story there. All right, so let's turn to the Sunday Times now. All right, the Sunday Times is quite loaded with a number of stories as well. So we'll begin from just immediately beneath the nameplate of the Sunday Times. All right, it says Nigeria's ravaging flood raises concerns about looming food security. Siege on Southeast. Security agents build £1 trillion extortion industry at checkpoints. All right, that sounds serious. With 2 riders for you, road users groan as travel time triples amid intimidation. Insecurity on the rise despite occupation group. One more do we have today from the Daily Times, the Sunday Times. It says more Abudu gallant for Africa's Queen of Media at 60. So I can imagine some people saying, hold on a second, is she really 60? Well, she is 60, even though she probably doesn't look it. All right. Derivation funds. EFCC investigates South governors, cites high-scale embezzlement. All right, that's talking about derivation fund. Okay, then we have a few more headlines for you here. President Tinubu comments military on successful operations in Northwest. 7 days to Edo Guba fireworks as major parties hold mega rallies. Chieftains relocate to Benin. All of these will come to an end in a matter of days. And then whoever, as I say, let the best man win. I think that has to be the case in Edo at this moment. All right, then we're going to turn you to another paper altogether at this point, and it happens to be the Sunday Telegraph. All right, let's see what the Sunday Telegraph has for us this morning. We're going to look at the stories, the headlines above the nameplates first, very quickly. Says Tinubu pledges small support for Northwest military operations. NNPC Limited mobilizes vessel over 300 trucks to Dangote refinery as loading of locally refined petrol begins today. Anti-party Ikimi committee yet to receive petitions against Wike others. Nobody has summoned me, says ex-G5 governor. All right. Why party may not sanction defaulters? Source. Obi refutes claims of considering VP bid in 2027. 50% revenue deduction from aviation agencies hampering safety. That's a call into air controllers. And ATCA to shut down sector on September 18. 6 dead, 13 injured in Oyo Ogun accidents. Students trapped as 3-story building collapses in Edo. We understand that some 3 survivors who were rescued are in stable condition and recuperating. All right, then we have the big story on the front page of the Sunday Telegraph for you as well. It says 6 days to Edo election, PDP, APC, others spoil for fight. As Obaseki declares it do or die. And then 2 writers here say Edo needs strategist, builder, compassionate leader, says VP. We'll defend our votes with our blood, acting PDP chair says. 440 million naira LG's drug scandal. ICPC invites assembly officials, others. You'll find those details on page 26 of the Sunday Telegraph today. All right, let's move away from the Sunday Telegraph now and take a look at the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune has quite a number of stories for you as well. But above the nameplate first, flood destroyed 10,000 houses, rendered thousands homeless in Yobe, committee reveals. Flood destroyed 10,000 houses, rendered thousands homeless in Yobe, committee reveals. This is not even Borno State, this is Yobe State, all right? So you can imagine how devastating the flood has been. University students escape death as three-story building collapses. And then the big story, Edo Guba, stakes get higher as PDP, APC, LP go for broke. All right, two riders. PDP holds mega rally, vows to fight election riggers. APC ends campaign, receives defectors from PDP, LP, others. And that's the headline, has a picture of the three gentlemen, the candidates of the three major political parties, as well as that of the PDP, Monday Okpebolo of the APC, and Olumide Akpata of the Labour Party. Nurses issue threats to FG over closed verification number portal. Nurses issue threat to FG over closed verification portal. ASU kicks against victimization of members, urges varsity administrators, councils to respect the rule of law. That story has its details on page 6 of today's Sunday Tribune. What's more, Oyebanji seeks constructive oversight functions of Ekiti lawmakers. That's the governor of Ekiti State. Oyebanji seeks constructive oversight of functions of Ekiti lawmakers. And the last one here reads, NNPCL mobilizes over, 100 trucks for PMS loading at Dangote Refinery. The rider says end of queues at filling stations in sight. We hope that happens. It's one thing for you to end queues at filling stations, but the price at which the product is sold is also very important for Nigerians, because that in itself has driven up very drastically the prices of feed and other essentials that Nigerians use on a daily basis. Let's take a quick break, everyone. We have a few more papers and, of course, several headlines for you right up ahead. Do stay with us.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofwebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the
every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am
you everyone for staying with us. Let's turn to other papers for you now. At this point, we're going to look at something else altogether. It will be the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard has a big story right on the front page of it. Says relief begins today with a question mark. Dangote petrol may sell for 857 to 865 naira per litre. Again, that's speculative. And then underneath it says, as NNPCL projected to lift products at 960 naira to 980 naira, sell to marketers at 840 naira to 850 naira. Then four riders accompany that headline. The first one says 130 naira under recovery in new arrangement. Plan will reduce pressure on Naira Edu. Oil Corporation deploys 300 trucks vessels to refinery. We await clarity on pricing mode, depots owners. Tunji Ojo, 20,000 correctional immigration officers orders promoted in line with Tinubu's agenda. You'll find those details on page 28 of this Sunday Vanguard. All right, let's take it to the very top of it. Deadly floods. Governors get fresh alerts as River Niger water level rises. This has been on since Friday. All right, Borno, Zulum worried jail terrorists might have escaped from Maiduguri prison. That again is on page 20, on page 28, yes, of the Sunday Vanguard. Fallout of Dangote, Scotland's only oil refinery to shut down, 400 jobs to go. Okay, what's more? 2027, I never said I'll be vice president to anyone, Peter Obi, because yesterday there was a story speculating that Mr. Peter Obi has said if there's a better candidate than him, he won't mind being a vice president. But the man says he never made such a remark. Edo, how Benin, ASAN, obedience, other factors may shape poll. And then the writer says, Shettima, Atiku, governors, Sean Benin for PDP, APC. You find all of that on page 26 of the Sunday Vanguard. And then, what's more? When you bring it down, says PMS, Nigerians resort to difficult survival strategies. You find that on page 9 of today's issue of the Sunday Vanguard. All right. What's more? Unimet death. Ondo government, NMA step in, set up probe panels. And you have a couple of articles today on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, that is the Sunday Vanguard, which you by all means should read for yourself today, so you can stay ahead of the news as you continue your day. But we'll take a look at some of these big headlines and talk about them briefly in the course of the show, spanning the next few minutes, because some of these stories are going to continue to develop into this week that has just started today. Of course, Global Television will continue to cover all of those angles for you as well. But let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll come wrap up the program for you. Do stay with us.
I've seen watch your network, Global Television, and I think it's a refreshing addition to some of the networks that we already have, and to have competitive media and looking at news from different angles. The place to go is to watch Global Television, because it gives you a different perspective, whether it is local news or foreign news, and even you're connecting with local communities in villages that I have seen. So we urge Nigerians that, this is the time to broaden the space, the source of information, of entertainment, and of enlightenment. And Global TV is the place to watch.
for an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines. To explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
But by your name, you say global. So global is a big coverage. So you are taking a big name, but you are starting from the scratch. So that big name, by the grace of Almighty Allah, you achieve that. You will appreciate your activities, your reportage, and everything you are doing. Do it with the fear of Almighty God. Step by step, you'll be growing very, very globally. Get your things right and then report rightly. And then inshallah, sky will be your limit.
Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here.
Are you ready to be entertained like never before? Get ready to dive into the latest and greatest entertainment news in lifestyle, music, movies, birthday celebration, and so much more, all on Entertainment Circle on Global Television. From the hottest red carpet event to exclusive interviews with your favorite stars, we've got you covered. Stay up to date with the latest trends and news from the entertainment world, all in one place. Tune in every Saturday by 1 p.m. with Chung Annabelle Joseph on Global Television.
Business Point on Global Television.
The business world can be dynamic and unpredictable, with headwinds and volatility sometimes becoming an obstacle for players in the business and economy landscape. Watch Business Point on Global Television as Samuel Odi walks you through the twists, turns and curves in bands, stocks and crucial market indices from a global standpoint. Watch Business Point weekdays on Global Television at 11 a.m. West African time. Business Point, this is business.
Get ready for it. Inside Today brings you issues relating to family, peer pressure, drugs, substance abuse, societal and topical issues making rounds. Join Jumaine Manson on Global Television Monday to Thursday and they repeat every Friday. Time 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Are you a food lover? Do you care about your health and nutrition? Are you interested in exploring the diverse culinary traditions from around the world? Then look no further. Introducing Lunch Global on Global Television, a show that takes you on a delicious journey through the world of food, nutrition, and diet. So, whether you're a seasoned foodie, a health enthusiast, or simply curious about the world of food, Lunch Global has something for everyone. Tune in Mondays to Fridays and let your taste bud take you on a journey of flavor, culture, and discovery on Lunch Global. Bon appetit! It's time for sports' biggest moments on Global Television. The headlines, scores, breaking news, and commentaries on sporty events. Talking with the biggest players, strikers, and about the slam dunks and goals, stunning saves, near misses, and upsets. Let's talk about the greatest home runs, comebacks, knockdowns, and victories. Talk sports with the king of sports, Anthony Momodu. Weekdays, 10 a.m. Don't miss out.
Beautiful work from the wingers!
is the desk on Global Television.
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Momodu on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are definitely. Can we not say that again?
Because that this country gets it right.
Who are these bandits?
It's the Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on the Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on the Dex.
Global Morning is your ultimate destination for engaging political and economic matters. I am Uyi Agmofrebe.
And don't forget to include social discussions. Tune in every weekdays from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I am Queen Agaba.
For insightful breakfast ideas, business summaries, sports highlights, international and local news perspective, I am Anthony Momodu.
Don't miss the in-depth analysis of current and political issues by the Global Morning team and experts. I am Jumai Manson.
Catch Global Morning here on Global Television. Getting on the action. I am Edikan Michael.
We are
the Global Morning team.
I've seen watch your network, Global Television, and I think it's a refreshing addition to some of the networks that we already have, and to have competitive media and looking at news from different angles. The place to go is to watch Global Television, because it gives you a different perspective, whether it is local news or foreign news, and even you're connecting with local communities in villages that I have seen. So we urge Nigerians that, this is the time to broaden the space, the source of information, of entertainment, and of enlightenment. And Global TV is the place to watch.
For an insightful idea that takes the center stage and the conversation that gets beyond the headlines, to explore the lasting impact of political decisions, Big Talk got you covered. From policy debates to geopolitical insights, from thought-provoking discussions to actionable insight.
What is the real responsibility of government?
Big Talk delves deep into the heart of the matter. Join us weekdays on Global Televisions from 6:30 p.m. for a reverting journey into the heart of politics, where we dissect issues shaping our society.
Abuja Rail Mass Transit is a regional rail transport system in the Federal Capital Territory of Nigeria. It is a second rapid transit system in West Africa. The first phase of the project connects the city center to Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, stopping at the Abuja-Kaduna Railway Station in Ido, with more than 2,000 passengers boarding per day. The Abuja Metro Station project, which has been idle for years, was commissioned in 2018 by former President Muhammadu Buhari, and on May 29, 2024, President Bola Tinubu flagged it off for commercial operations. According to the design of the rail, the project is to cover a total distance of 290 kilometers and is meant to be developed in 6 phases.
The facilities we have now is modern facilities. we have what we call DMU, diesel multiple unit, popularly called locomotives. And we have 12 DMU, and each DMU consists of 4 locomotives. So, in other words, we have 48 locomotives on ground now. And the tracks, they are, double, gauge tracks. So, and you can see the stations. They are modern stations. So far, so good. We have recorded over 30,000 passengers since we started 30th of May 2024.
The Abuja Rail Transit has a future expansion of Lot 2 from Gwagwa via Transportation Center to Nyanya Karu. Lot 4 is from Kuje to Kashi with the remaining legs of the transit way in Line 2. Lot 5 from Kubwa via Buari to Suleja. Lot 6 from Airport via Kuje and Gwagwalada to Dobi.
This is actually my first time boarding a train, and I'm so happy and so glad for the federal government to bring this into Abuja, and this is really, really, really a nice experience for me.
The train is clean, and as you can see, the securities inside there are doing their work. The federal government, I will commend them on this particular development because it's a welcome development in the city centers of Abuja. So people who are coming from the Basanjua to the city centers, who are working in the central areas, they find it very, very easy because due to the cost of the transportation now, fuel cost is too high. People cannot actually afford to use their vehicles to go to work every morning. So they are using the means of this fast light rail to go to their workplaces.
I've been on board of the train for more than 11 times, and I feel good that the government provide for us a free and reliable transport for everybody.
Or at least on this one, they did very well.
We are already live inside the train, about to move in less than 5 minutes down to the airport, which is the final stop for today's. And of course, the experience right here, the passengers already boarding, is quite electrifying, giving a lot of commentaries about how they feel about the train. Generally, this is also in a bid by the federal government to cushion the lot of transportation pressure on the residents of the Federal Capital Territory. And we can see the passengers are already boarding, sitting behind, and having a feel of what the train really looks like. For some of them, this is the first time, but for others, it has been on operations right from 30th May till today. They have been boarding the train to and fro. And this is also a way of also encouraging the fact that the experience of the train station and the fact that the security right here is also safe for the passengers.
The commencement of commercial operations of the Abuja Rail Mass Transit Project is to solve the perennial transportation problem in the Federal Capital Territory and its adjoining towns and cities. The project will also be a reliable alternative to road transport, help alleviate traffic congestion in Abuja, and reduce strains associated with heavy traffic. The light rail system will also provide mobility for residents to access various parts of the city, as well as support social inclusion and provides greater access to employment, education, and healthcare facilities.
Now, Bayo Naduga, the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on information and strategy, says the president will return to the country today, which means that, well, some action will begin to roll out almost immediately, particularly some of these things that happened in the president's physical absence will also be addressed, particularly the issues around insecurity up north, this flooding that has particularly impacted a place like Borno, and then of course Yobe, and then all of the dissenting voices we're hearing from across the country. Because at the end of the day, even though we know, yes, the president who left this country on the 29th of August for China, arriving in that Asian country on the 31st of August, had achieved some commendable feats, signing at least 5 MOUs with the Chinese government. All right, also needs to come back home and then, of course, provide on-the-ground kind of leadership. We hope that's exactly what will happen going forward. It also will be an opportunity to do an evaluation of the investments made in the president's trip to China, because we understand one of the things he has been able to do right now is to strengthen cooperation between China and Nigeria, and we've seen, from what we have been told, 5 MOUs in that regard across different segments of cooperation, including in media and digital content. Well, of course, we'll continue to monitor all of those developments for you here on Global Television. In the meantime, this is where we draw the curtains on this Sunday's edition of Global Morning. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. On behalf of the entire production team, we say thank you for spending a part of your time with us. We will see you again.